It belonged to my late husband. Something of his I kept as a memento. I'm sorry. It happened a long time ago. I'm okay. By the way, I ran into your partner. Seemed pretty worried. You know, one day you might wake up and it'll be too late to clear the air. So, how did you lose him? What? I've been meaning to ask you. Whenever I made an event, about my dad or about Briario's, you've always been there for me. I'd like to return the favor. A compass always points north, regardless of who holds it. Be it man, or bioroid, cyborg, or even robot. It will always guide its user to the same objective truth. You lost me. Sorry. Sorry. It's just something he used to say. And whenever I see Hitomi and Briarios and you getting along, it rings true. Now be a good girl and patch things up with him. I still can't believe that Dio was a terrorist, you know?
Yeah, me neither. But that line between friend and enemy can get blurred sometimes. That's just the reality of the world we're living in, I guess. Land still running you ragged?
Some vacation this has been, huh? See you later.
So, the word from on high is that Poseidon is sending a goodwill ambassador to Olympus. Guess who's gonna provide him with security? The ambassador will be arriving on one of our subs, along with a security detail from Poseidon.
What gives? That submarine's like a museum piece.
The ambassador asked for it.
Seems like a weird request.
Must be a pretty heavy hitter. All this fuss, you know?
You're gonna rendezvous with the submarine, provided with some air support. Dunan's going aboard for guard detail.
Really? Why me?
You were requested. Hero of the Bronzebird Crisis, that's what they called you. That's what they'll get. Meet him at the coordinates and bring him in. That's all.
Way to go, Dunan.
Try not to upstage us too bad out there, would you?
Don't you worry about Briarios. We'll make sure he's okay. I just want to take my vacation.
Years of service, and you're finally down to your last voyage. Level with me. How's it feel, Captain Diomedes?
The same as always. I've done my duty. That's all.
8 people aboard this sub, and 6 of them are bodyguards. Still, for an ambassador, it's not a ton of security. Man, this ship has really been around the block.
I'm afraid I can't let you in here.
Guarding the ambassador is what I'm on this sub to do. You're telling me I can't say hello?
Look, I'm sorry, but it's not my call.
I had a hunch you might try to finagle your way through that door.
Who might you be?
I'm the head of security, Iris.
Are you gonna let me do my job, Iris?
You should leave the ambassador's well-being to us.
Come on, I'm not trying to step on your toes.
Here, take a look. The ambassador is resting comfortably. As you can see, vital signs are normal. In the event of an emergency, the ambassador's pod is designed to disengage from the rest of the submarine.
So if all the rest of us are crushed or drowned, at least the ambassador gets to survive.
You hit the nail on the head. Now, if you would be so kind, remain in your quarters for the rest of the trip. I'm sorry. I'm not suggesting that you're not up to the task at hand. Iswat's exploits are quite well known to us in Poseidon, believe you me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to confirm our course with the captain. If you need anything brought to your quarters, don't hesitate to let me know.
The sub carrying the ambassador is on course as scheduled. Eastwatch is playing an active role in its security. It needs to arrive safely. Because of the Ark project, I assume? If any harm should befall that sub, it will leave us vulnerable. We can't afford that before the plan reaches completion. What's that guy's problem?
The engine stopped. Do you know what's going on, sir?
No.
Did something happen?
Whatever it is, we'll fix it.
What the hell's going on?
Captain!
Oh no.
Damn it, we're locked out.
So unlock it.
It won't accept my commands.
What about...
Right. Safe in the pod, thank goodness.
Hold on. Shouldn't that pod eject if anything goes way wrong aboard the submarine?
What the hell? It's been tampered with.
Chief, I found Thomas. He's...
Damn it. What happened?
I don't know.
If somebody murdered your guy, we have to assume that the same person has hijacked this vessel.
You don't think that it's...
Where's the other bodyguard?
We're being jammed. Anything?
Still nothing. It's just as bad here. Bow section is all clear.
Good. Move to section C4.
Yes, sir.
Dimitri! Dimitri, come in! Say something! Can you hear me?
What's wrong?
I just lost Dimitri.
Where did he go?
The bow, I think.
There's an enemy on board.
submarine carrying the ambassador isn't showing up on the agreed-upon course. Wherever it is, we're not even picking up its beacon signal.
Where are you positioned right now?
We're standing by at the edge of Olympus waters.
Worst case, we're ready to engage.
Dimitri.
Another murder. High-pressure steam. That's what killed him.
Could be an accident.
Everybody's dead except for us and the ambassador. You need to wake up to the facts.
I'm just saying we don't know.
Save it.
What are you doing?
I'm keeping your ambassador alive. Hands in the air. We do this my way from now on. Make any trouble, and I will take you out.
In that case, you're the boss. The only way we can eject the ambassador's pod is to regain control of the submarine and do it manually.
Why don't we just surface?
Well, I'm not qualified to navigate a capsized sub, and neither are you.
SOS?
No, we're too far down. We can't transmit anything unless we're up at periscope depth. Still not working.
East-White, come in. This is 10-9. I repeat, this is 10-9.
No luck. Looks like we're trapped on this infernal thing.
And you're absolutely sure there's no other way we can gain control?
It's possible some kind of emergency aboard the sub would cause basic control to be restored to us. One emergency coming up.
RDX explosives.
Indeed, and one detonator.
Why is that even aboard?
A balanced military arms treaty demanded we render this sub inoperable after delivering the ambassador. Explosives seem like the surest bet.
You're telling me if we set those off, it might be enough to reset the controls. Diomedes? The only vital signs left are from me and the ambassador. If there's no outside intervention, then the main controls are the only way to pilot the sub. Okay, then fine. We're gonna have us a little talk, just you and me. Open this door! Do it or I blow us both to hell!
Would you like some coffee?
That's a first. The ship itself committing mutiny?
Mutiny, eh? One could make the argument that they betrayed me first. My purpose as a bioroid was so simple. Guide this vessel through the waters and live in harmony with the sea. They would put me in dry dock in some new body ashore, but I reject such a fate. The ocean is vast, far deeper than you fathom. It is the one place where I can live out my existence as intended. In its embrace, I find my destiny.
That's nice and all, but I'm destined for dry land.
What are you doing?
Shaking things up. I don't know what happened. The sub's back on the radar.
Sir, requesting permission to cross Olympus's border and approach the submarine in extraterritorial waters.
Granted.
The ambassador's pod is ready to be ejected. The oxygen supply. I gotta get that pod out of the submarine. Where am I? Who's there?
The ocean is vast. Far deeper than you fathom.
I had to lay around in a decompression tank for 2 whole days afterwards. It was a drag.
Not exactly a pleasure cruise. What about the ambassador? Make it out okay?
So they said. Guess we'll see them at the press conference later. That looks like...
Thank you for coming all this way.
A fitting entrance for the start of our little show.